Hi, welcome to today's episode of the Cybersecurity Leadership Mentorship Program. Today, I will be discussing cybersecurity with you, and I want to demystify the myth about cybersecurity. Several questions comes to mind. How do I become a cybersecurity expert? Do I need to learn programming? You do not need to learn programming language. Talking about programming language, a lot of people started um, their career. Some person started as an IT engineer, computer engineer, a programmer, a network administrator. Yeah, so let me stop there. So they started that way before they had like interest in cybersecurity. So any programmer who were into cybersecurity sometimes tell you, oh yeah, you might, there might be a need for you to learn programming and all. No doubt the knowledge they have as a cybersecurity, as a programmer, kind of help them, help in understanding setting codes, setting scripts, and what is a script. Just set of instructions, set of commands that have been, documented. They say copy, paste, move, that kind of instruction, you just put it somewhere. That's all, right? So a lot of people actually look at that. And so it's a lot easier for a programmer to understand that. But all the scripts you ever need for pen testing or anything, um, okay, so I was talking about cybersecurity. I just mentioned pen testing, but I mean, being a cybersecurity expert, um, we have like the technical and non-technical. So the non-technical will focus on governance, risk, and compliance, meaning like you have regulatory standards, you have like setting standards like the ISO 27001, which is otherwise referred to as Information Security Management System, where there's like a document and a list of requirements in terms of, oh, okay, so if you want to build a house, this is how you should start it. You should not start by building the roof first. Start with the foundation and you proceed till you lay the blocks and the likes. That's like the concept, right? So so there are documents for each of the standards. So you have like a cybersecurity framework. You have your list of documents. Your responsibility as a cybersecurity expert or consultant is to look at that document, understand it, and understand how to interpret it. That's all. And as soon as you understand that, it's a lot easier. Then you can consult for a friend, right? So if another example of a governance, risk and compliance document that we want to talk about will be PCI DSS, which is a standard for any firm that have anything to do with payment card. Like maybe you have a website and people use their card on your website. Is a standard that is called payment card data security standard that is to make sure is in place so that I mean the firm will pay attention to setting security controls, implement setting controls to ensure that the customer's card is protected. And so that's that. So you as a cybersecurity expert, one of your responsibilities is learn how to interpret that document. So that's fine. As soon as you understand that, that's fine. And that's all technical. So you can pick up that document. If you have like a mentor, you read, you have questions, reach out to your mentor, puts you through. Now, for you to become a cybersecurity expert, you have to be ready to research. It's an interesting field where you are not expected to do the same thing over and over again, meaning like the new technologies, the new ways. If you get tired of learning easily, then cybersecurity is not for you. But if you are innovative, you love to learn new things, you love to do the same old thing in a different way. I mean, that's, you have a high chance. And you need to learn how to research. Research is simply saying, oh, you want to find information. I mean, there are a lot of information everywhere. on the internet. I mean, you can get information, vital information from your friends and all. So becoming a cybersecurity expert, one of the first things I usually tell my student or mentee is that you need to get a mentor. That's one. You already have interest, you already have passion. You need to start with the cybersecurity aspect that is non-technical, which is governance, risk, and compliance, learning about the regulatory standards, the ISO standard, and the most important and most popular um, standard is the ISO 27001, which is otherwise called Information Security Management System. Try to understand it and all, learn it, even if you've not had like a training. So learn it, and there are a lot of resources out there. Then you also understand like the list. This is a framework, it's a cybersecurity framework. It's also one very useful framework that you can actually um, adopt, or any organization can adopt. You can, as a cybersecurity expert, get to understand it. How, I mean, the document is out there, just understand it, learn how to interpret it, what is expected. So a typical example is you have a house and they're saying that before, I mean, for you to say that the window of a house is secure, there must be like a burglary. A burglary is the iron you have behind the window, and so that's what the standard is saying. And all you need to do is tell the consultant, the company you're consulting for, or your client, and say, okay, yeah, you have a window, but you do not have the burglary. And all you need to do is put that there. And also that's one of the easiest way I could just demystify that myth of, oh, how do you break into the governance and compliance field. So with that, then you can move on to the technical part of it. I mean, there are a lot. So we want to talk about like pen testing. And for the pen testers, yeah, that requires certain skills. You need to learn. If you say you're a pen tester, there are several skills. You have the application security pen testing, we have the mobile security pen testing, we've got the cloud pen testing, we've got like the network pen testing. And in Nigeria, yes, you might have the opportunity to learn all. A typical example, I've been privileged to learn like all of them. I'm sound with them. I've got experience and hands-on skill, right? But if you are probably building your career from other country, typical example, say US or UK or Canada, you'll be restricted to probably learning the application security first. And maybe that might be what you'll be exposed to. Yeah, but I mean, we from Nigeria, we were kind of privileged to learn that, and it has a lot to do with your interest. And also for someone like me, I really wanted to know, I wanted to explore, and I mean that has really been very helpful. And you can also look at different industries. So in some countries, you will be restricted to being an application security pen tester who is going to focus on financial institutions. So you're only testing the security of banks. That's what it means. Testing the security of payment companies and all. Um, while you have other sectors like the health sector and all of that. So my point is, in Nigeria, you have the opportunity to focus on all. I mean, so um, now, that's not to say that acquiring technical skill is difficult. All you need to do is you have cybersecurity expert, you have consultant, but they also have like area of specialty. Some expert focus on governance, risk, and compliance, and all they know is yes, how to implement those standards, how to help organizations get certified, and prepare them for the certification, help them develop policies, procedures, help them implement those controls, and get audited by an external auditor, and they get to be successful with that and all. So, but for pen testing, we have like I just explained, for pen testing, focus also on different fields, like the application pen testing. And you can acquire the skill, and there are a lot of materials out there. But one of the things I usually tell people is try to get like a mentor whose area of specialty is in that field. So if you want to learn about applications testing, application security pen testing, just get a mentor in that direction, and that would easily help. Um, then we have some other areas. Another area of specialty would be you becoming like a cybersecurity architect, where you'll be on ground to manage the implementation of security controls, manage how to enforce controls around the firewall, implement firewall, the endpoint security like the antivirus and all, install it, and all the security tools. That's also another part of it. Then we have the network forensic guys also. So it's broad, but if you have a mentor, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get started. Uh, on this episode, I feel that I've been able to share very useful information. You can actually develop um, more on this. You can research more on this. And thank you so much. Till we see until I come your way again in the next episode. Have a nice day.